I deliberately sneezed right into the guy's plate of pasta. Watching him freeze, I was about to grab the food and run, but instead, he just put the noodles straight in his mouth and ate them. I couldn't believe he'd still eat it. As I turned to leave, he called me back and ordered the most expensive steak and champagne on the menu. For me, I was stunned. After dinner, he took me to his mansion. The moment I walked in, I pocketed a small item. He didn't notice. Then I quietly grabbed a beautiful glass, but this time he caught me. I was about to explain, when he asked why I didn't just ask him for it, instead of sneaking it into my pocket. I apologized, but he said no apology needed. I could take whatever I wanted. I asked how many things I could take. He said there was no limit. I was thrilled. I pointed at the gold candlesticks, the TV, the vase, even that painting. He said sure, and told me I could even live here. I couldn't believe it. This was the life I'd always dreamed of. David said he traveled a lot for work, so I could stay as long as I wanted. There were cars in the garage, new clothes in the closet, and he even gave me the safe combination. I felt like I was dreaming. Then he picked up a crystal ball, and said this was the only thing I couldn't take. I promised I wouldn't touch it, and thanked him excitedly again. After David left on a business trip, I brought my buddies to the mansion. I kept bragging about my new life. They asked how I got all this, and I told them I'd met this incredibly kind man. We threw a wild party. One friend jumped on the table dancing, and knocked over a vase. He freaked out. I glared at him, then suddenly laughed, walked over to that painting, and slashed it with a knife. I announced that today we were the masters here, we could smash whatever we wanted. My friends started throwing glasses around. Suddenly one of them picked up the crystal ball. I panicked and snatched it back, saying we couldn't break this one. He said it looked cheap anyway. With everyone egging me on, I grabbed the crystal ball, and smashed it. The next morning, David came back and woke me up. He looked at the mess of broken things, but didn't say anything at first. He just picked up the ruined painting, and told me it was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I asked if he wasn't angry. He said he was only upset he'd missed the party. Then suddenly he looked at where the crystal ball should be, and asked where it was. I didn't dare admit it. I said I never touched it. He looked around, and found the shattered crystal at his feet. I knew I couldn't hide it anymore. I admitted I'd broken it, and asked how much I owed him.